Niagara 124, your source for news, entertainment, food, and jibber jabber. Put on your thinking caps, eliminate one of the twins, and prepare for your debriefing on current events. This week on Niagara 124, it's apparently Fallout, New Niagara. It's raining. We just went from 80-something degrees, like 90-degree days, to just, like, freezing rain. It's very hot in the studio. All this and more on 124. Hello, everybody! Welcome to Niagara 124 on this, I was gonna say fabulous, it's not, it's horribly rainy outside and terrible September 29th, dreaded 2017.
Is my mic working?
I'm gonna sync the audio.
Is my mic
Hello?
working? Hello?
Yeah, it was working, and then you broke it with your face.
I didn't break it.
You broke it with your face.
It's working though, right?
1, 2, 3. Alright, we're synced.
Try now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Check.
It's working enough.
Just gotta get really close to the microphone.
No, that's just... Okay, well, Joe figures out his boom issues.
This is getting annoying.
It's already...
I might need to borrow Bobby's mic.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bobby.
There was so much, like, I know, like, last night I'm like, oh man, we gotta talk about this, and we gotta talk about this, and oh man, this, and then, like, it was like, the music started playing, and I'm just like, yeah, I am a radio.
The Killers. Wonderful.
The Killers released a new album, and was just playing The Man.
Yes, sir.
I'm the man.
I'm the man.
Yeah, that's the perfect song to be releasing in 2017, about how you're the man.
Well,
but...
I'm a man.
But Hillary Clinton,
let's go.
Hillary Clinton is the woman, and she was in Buffalo yesterday signing books.
Oh, was she?
And
Who cares?
and Ricky, Ricky, crazy hat.
Oh,
Ricky.
my mic's working.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay. Crazy hat Ricky. A good friend was there protesting in the name of Macedonia, and he went through his elaborate explanation as to what Hillary Clinton has to do with Macedonia and has to do with Greece.
Bill Clinton bombing the Balkans?
The war, that's what I thought. Apparently it has to do with the war in Kosovo.
Yes, yes.
Who cares?
People in Kosovo do.
He showed up to our PR class. Oh, you should have been here last week, Bobby. Oh, we went on a huge rant about this.
Yeah, we did.
It was bad. It is available on the Niagara 124 YouTube page.
Like and subscribe.
In badly unsynced video because something synced out, and I think it might have been when I hit the dump button, even though there's no dump button, I think it may have just set it off by like a 1,000th of a second and screwed up the delay.
It's fine. The dump button doesn't work anyway, as you can tell by the previous episodes.
2 weeks in a row, someone has come in as a guest and sworn in our mic. So, maybe we won't go 3 for 3 this week. Let's not and say we did.
Was it Ron?
No,
Whoa.
it was Tyler.
First one was
from
Ron.
Patriot Hour. It was Tyler from Patriot Hour, and he used a very much stronger word than what Ron uses.
One of his favorite 4-letter ones.
What? Did he just?
No, he didn't. He didn't say anything.
Oh no!
Okay.
Good.
I was gonna say I'd have to destroy him.
We don't want that. Oy oy oy. So yeah, she was signing her book. What happened? Which my answer is you lost.
What happened? You rigged the Democratic election.
Yes!
Yes! High five!
Yes!
High five me, Bobby. High fives all around. High fives.
Someone
Yeah.
pointed it out, and it wasn't me this time.
Or me.
It was non-political Bobby.
I was never for Hillary. I wanted Bernie, but
then she rigged it against him.
but then
I
we ended up with what we ended up with. So it's like, which one's better?
I wanted Yeb.
You wanted Yeb, but
wanted
Yeb,
Yeb.
but Yeb was too sad to make it to the end.
Yeb would have been the greatest president. He's so calm. He's like, he would come like, hey, you know, like he'd show up to Puerto Rico, like, I baked Puerto Rico-shaped cookies.
Yes, I baked Puerto Rico-shaped cookies.
And I'm giving you $1 kajillion in repair money, considering 80% of your infrastructure was blowing off the face of the earth with a
Basically,
hurricane.
yeah. So
And probably wouldn't be talking about the NFL.
nope. But also he might
boycott him.
have been following in the great Bush tradition of invading third world countries and destabilizing them.
Are you gonna keep going into that? Okay.
I still don't get why he's your favorite.
He's not my favorite. I said at the time there was no handbook on how to do anything that was going on, and he was the perfect guy to have as president. You want to know why he was perfect to have as president? Because he was so just like, I mean, watch Bushisms. You can't help but laugh. I mean, not only can you not help but laugh, but here's the thing.
Can't fool me again.
I mean, here's the deal. There was a lot of things going on from 2001 to 2008 era. Like, look at everything that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Now, imagine we had our current regime in, whose reaction is just to, like, fly off the handle and say things that make things worse.
Yep.
The nice thing about Bush was, no matter how bad things got, the media would be like, oh, isn't that funny? He just said, you know, misunderestimate. You know? So it was almost like, as much as you're like, oh, how did this guy get in office? You're also like, yeah, well, at least I'm not terrified every waking minute of my life.
Well, if we're comparing him to...
He was soothing. He was a soothing... It was like Robin Williams in the White House. It was like you had...
Robin Williams 2020.
Oh, God.
No.
No. We doing some blood magic to bring him back?
I like everyone. And this is... I'm gonna get in trouble for this joke, but...
We've gotten in trouble for so many. Just go for it.
It was like in 2016, everyone's like, oh, this is the worst year ever. Like, every single famous person died.
And now every single
now
famous
we know
landmass
why.
is dying.
But now we kind of... It's like, why did all the celebrities decide to die all at once? Like, oh, we might know.
Yep.
Like, oh,
Man.
that's why.
Tis.
And now... Climate change isn't real. The Earth is like, hold my beer.
I can't wait till it's November, 2 months, and we're still talking about a year ago. Yeah.
Yes, because nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. I still find it profoundly surprising that elements of the climate denier base still have... are taken seriously, despite all of these natural disasters.
Dang, guys, the front porch party, with the general manager Bobby Tavano.
Oh, wait,
September 12th, 2016 at 1 p.m.
Was that
This has
paper?
been under the soundboard
Well,
since.
that happened again this year, but
Yeah, they didn't ask us.
We didn't ask for this.
They didn't ask us. It was still fun.
I never asked for this.
Well, all right. So how's it going? Now that we've gotten that out of the way.
So in true fashion, like there was 2 shows simultaneously I had to watch yesterday.
Okay.
So like normally if there's like 2 shows on at the same time, what do?
Record one and watch the other.
Okay, how do you record it?
DVR.
Yeah. No. See, the 2 shows were I have to watch Project Runway because I need to know what's going on in Project Runway.
Oh, because of course you do.
Do I do spoilers? Do I not do spoilers? I mean, spoiling Project
I
Runway
don't
is
care.
not a thing. Okay, spoilers for Project Runway. One of the twins is getting voted off, but basically next week they're doing a Thunderdome style design off. They have 1 hour to design a dress. Each one of them is to design a dress, and whoever is worst gets voted off. So, like Sheepy was watching it and tweeted out, 2 twins enter, 1 twin leaves.
2 twins enter, 1 twin leaves. I don't know why we can't just get beyond Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Boom! That's how you do the reference.
You stop it, Rick and Morty.
Have you been watching Rick and Morty, the new season?
I watched up to.
I watched the Mind Blowers
I
episode.
missed the last. I haven't seen the last two.
The season finale's on Sunday already.
I saw up to the Citadel. I watched
Citadel was really good.
Citadel
That was the
was-
last one I watched.
The Citadel was very good.
But also while I was watching Project Runway, another show was on. So I put in my VHS tape, hit record.
Wow, you are old school.
VHS tape. This is how we do it.
Hipster.
You could ask. Like we all use VHS
Here
tape.
comes our
Hipster.
resident.
And
Hipster.
well, no, hipster would be we started
He's not
using
coming in.
VHS again. We always use VHS because we're just old. And taped the premiere of the reboot of Will and Grace.
Of course.
Will and Grace is back,
Oh yeah.
and it is just as funny as it was when it left.
I don't care.
They covered Trump's presidency.
Because of course they
Every
do.
It
show-
was funny
show
though,
does.
but it was they did it right, and it was funny, and they didn't actually irritate me.
South
and
Park
I
did it
was-
right too.
South Park did.
South Park.
Well, the problem is, South Park did all right. It's just that they kind of. I heard the story. Did you hear the story about South Park the season while the election was going on? They expected Clinton to win, so they wrote the season
And they had to
around
rewrite
Clinton
the
winning.
entire
They had to rewrite
Well,
the entire
don't
season.
They write every episode like on a weekly basis, and
Whoa!
somebody's calling
Whoa!
in.
We have a
What?
phone
One
ringing!
sec. I don't even know if this is gonna work. Hello, you're on the air with Niagara 124.
I don't have headphones.
Yes.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
I think we're being hacked by the Russians, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God!
No. Hang up. Nope.
What was that?
Why are you not wearing headphones?
Because Bobby's special.
These ones suck.
Ay. What?
It was Ron!
What?
I see you on your phone. Was it you? Was it you, boy?
Jeez.
It was him.
It was Ron?
him. I don't care what he says. He's holding his phone. If there's anyone holding a phone when we get hacked by the Russians, Ron hacked us.
Ron did.
It's Ron.
Ron was a secret agent for the Russians all along?
Yes.
Oh my God!
You fools.
How could we be so blind?
Well, I mean, he did travel overseas a couple months ago.
Yes, and we don't know what he did there. Maybe he met with a Russian lawyer that's barely connected to Putin, but in all honesty...
That explains the date he went on and then said, "Oh, I'm never gonna go on that date again."
Date, yes.
Yeah,
by-
we're just throwing
I'll be
shade
back.
at Ron. Oh, Bobby's leaving.
No!
2 men enter.
One man leaves, 2 men enter.
Apparently,
Listen,
Bobby left.
listen here, Raggedy Man. You ended up going for it right now. That's from Thunder. You've never seen the whole movie?
No one's actually.
I've
I guess
seen the whole
Bobby,
movie.
have you actually seen Thunderdome?
No.
Like he's seen he's actually quoting Thunderdome because he's seen the entirety of Thunderdome.
I haven't
have.
quoted Thunderdome.
It's the redheaded stepchild of the Mad Max franchise, but it's good.
It's according to Nostalgia Critic, it's the best Mad Max movie.
According to Nostalgia Critic, yes.
According to Nostalgia Critic.
According to Nostalgia Critic,
I have a
knows
picture of
everything.
him. We met him.
Yeah, I
You
know.
met him?
Yes.
I didn't know you met him.
He was at some small convention in downtown Niagara Falls.
Cool.
Yeah, one that no one told me about.
Wow, that's cool.
Well, I didn't
Want to
know.
know how
I didn't know
you
he
know
was
how
there.
I found out about the convention?
Yeah.
When I watched a Nostalgia Critic video and he was in Niagara Falls,
Yeah.
and I was like, "When was this?"
We got there and he's like, "Oh, Nostalgia Critic's here. Okay." We didn't know he was there.
Like, oh man, like who's next? Todd the Shadows?
Angry Video Game Nerd was there too.
Oh,
I don't care about him.
Yeah. I know.
hey,
Neither does Bobby.
just Bobby. Oh, we do enjoy it though. We do enjoy this channels. Anyway, so
There was so much news this week.
oh, let's talk about the NFL.
No, let's
Yes,
not. Let's
yes.
talk about the 280 character limit on Twitter now.
Let's talk about how Twitter's dead.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about
I-
Puerto Rico and how nobody helped them.
No, we don't talk. Let's talk about the
That
fact-
FEMA director's doing a hell of a job.
Did you see the tweet? And I laughed so hard. Someone tweeted, they said, because there was an article that was like, Despacito singer Daddy Yankee asking for, help in Puerto Rico raising money. And someone responded like, Daddy Yankee did not write Gasolina to be referred to as Despacito singer. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
See, unfortunately, it's America and no one knows who wrote Gasolina.
Unfortunately. But getting back to our previous statement, so Twitter's dying.
Yeah, they
Is it-
basically. Oh, yeah, no, this is a known fact. Basically, Twitter went public like a
Yeah.
few years ago. Or,
Yep.
They haven't been able to actually increase their growth rate at all. So what's happening is they're basically.
So we make the tweets twice as long and make our growth rate twice as much.
Oh, I think we have.
We have received information from Nico's phone. What does the information
okay.
say?
I'm getting a call too. I don't know who this
So according
is.
to Ron, he was looking at his fantasy team and emails. His emails on his private server. And his Spanish class got into a debate if Anchor Bar or Duff's had the better wings. The answer is neither.
The answer is Wing Night here in Niagara.
Yeah, everyone knows
They got
that.
rid of the. Wait, they moved the sign higher. What?
The answer, actually, the answer is the Mug and Musket, where me and my band regularly perform in
When is Wing
Youngstown.
Night? Wing Night is October 13th.
Get their Cajun wings. You will not be.
That is not a 3.
11?
Is that a 3?
I can't tell from here.
I can't tell you.
I can't see either.
Okay, we need to send a field reporter out. Not it.
I just
Not
left.
it.
I just left. I just left the room.
Fool!
Somebody
It
else-
is you.
Not it again.
Not it again.
Not it a third time.
Not it a third time.
Bobby, I think it's you.
I'm not going out.
Joe, you're going out.
Why?
The
We don't need
youngest.
to. We don't need to. It doesn't.
Why
matter.
is this really that important?
No,
It's
it's not.
incredibly important.
I doubt it.
It is crucial to the future of society.
No, it isn't.
Man,
Fine, then I'll
I
go
get
out.
so many random.
All right,
numbers
I'll
going
keep
my phone.
rambling. Well, if this is really that important.
We'll talk about the stuff that Nico doesn't care about while he's
When?
not here.
Yeah, we'll talk about any
So,
new games coming out soon?
Nier Automata. I've been playing that. Have you played that?
I've heard it's good. I've
It's
heard like the story is
amazing.
very interesting.
It's
but-
weird.
Well, yeah, but I hear it's a good kind of
Yeah.
weird. But did you see that Red Dead Redemption 2 got announced?
Yeah, I saw the Red Dead
I saw the
Redemption,
trailer.
2 trailer. That looks really good. It looks like it's gonna be a prequel.
Please
to
be good. Please be good. Please be good. Please be
Uh,
good.
Red Dead Redemption, which was in itself a sequel to Red Dead
Red Dead Revolver.
So I don't know what they're doing with the numbers there.
But I think it could be good. Look, Rockstar usually puts out solid stuff, so I have faith.
Chronologically, Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption 2, and then Red Dead Redemption. So that makes sense.
That makes all the sense.
They used the worst font in history.
Comic Sans?
Well,
No, but we do use Comic Sans on the new Adventure Squad
Adventure Squad?
Facebook page.
What is Adventure Squad?
Oh,
Are you copying the Adventure Zone?
no, we're Adventure Squad. It's Joe and I, and we record video on really bad cameras, and everything's written in Comic Sans.
Ooh.
yeah.
And we have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/xdxdrawr RAWR.
Like us, please.
Yes, please like
That sounds
Adventure
awful.
Squad. It's fantastic. It is like the highest quality.
Do you like stream of consciousness
Highest
ramblings?
quality, 144p.
Look at that font though. Like it's October.
It was
13th.
October 13th.
But look at that 3. Like what is unless you're
Wow.
right on top of it, that is not a 3.
That is not a 3.
That is like in a triangle with a circle on it.
October 12th, episode 3.
Ay, ay, ay.
But yes,
So, now can we talk about the NFL?
Nah.
I was going to talk about it. The quality of Adventure Squad.
Oh, but I want to talk
The
about.
wonders of Adventure Squad.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the NFL. Like how? Okay,
Guys
so
throwing
for those of
balls
you
around, who
who,
cares?
I spent an entire class talking about this yesterday in PR.
well, for those, what are your thoughts on it, Nico? Then.
Hey,
What are your thoughts
hey,
on it?
None of
First
us
Amendment.
really care
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah, in all honesty,
If you listen, if you're throwing a hissy fit about this, why do you care? Like, what does it matter to you?
Then on the
Well,
other, I mean, like here's
like,
my other thing.
you shouldn't care one way or the other. Like,
Spoiler
why does it
alert,
matter?
Spoiler alert, teams actually didn't stand for the national anthem until 2009. Before that, they would stay in the tunnel or in the locker room. But, you know, the U.S., the armies and the Navy and all the military peoples gave the NFL a bunch of money. So, you know, like, anytime they see... As a matter of fact, I think John Oliver talked about this years ago.
really.
But basically, you know how, like, anytime you see, like, they bring a vet out or they do any of that kind of stuff at the beginning of a thing, or some patriotic display with a giant flag?
Yeah.
Like, that is the military giving away hundreds of thousands of millions of tax dollars to the NFL to do these things.
Well,
Yeah, spoiler alert,
they're not doing this out of the kindness of their heart, folks.
patriotism is consumerism.
Yeah.
Plus, like every Sunday, I don't see anybody standing up off their couch during the anthem. So.
Oh,
Well-
okay. Correction. Every Super Bowl, I actually do stand from my couch and like put my hand over my heart during the national anthem during the Super Bowl.
That's what Nico does, and most people in the stadium stand up for it. In the
I
stadium,
mean, they're there. Like,
Okay, I get. So originally, you have to remember the first time when Kaepernick got yelled at, he wasn't kneeling; he was just sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Why are you sitting?" He's like, "So we decided to kneel because kneeling's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
Like kneeling's considered positive." But now you have like people in like high schools like, "I'm kneeling." Like, yeah, protest. And like some people just don't even know why they're they're just like, Trump said something stupid, I'm kneeling. Like the entire point was it was a criticism of, basically in systemic racism within the country.
which I think Kaepernick was a little bit wrong about, but
Well, I mean, no,
I
he
wouldn't
had a
say
lot
that.
of valid
no,
points.
I would argue.
And his protest was valid, but I mean, now we're like Irish jigging. Like, what was Shady doing during the national anthem? Like, I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna do my kicks. Like, and at the same time, I'm like, I don't care what Shady does. He's Shady. I mean, if he can catch the ball, who cares?
But here's
But
the
I mean, everyone's like losing their minds. And it's like, who cares?
Well,
Like,
you have-
I don't care.
You have a right to protest peacefully if you wish to. He has a right to do it. I don't agree with some of the things he's doing it for, but he has a right to do it.
What is the media doing here? And I mean, this is.
The media,
Because
imagine
here's
them as the
deal.
gasoline to a fire.
Let's just look at a local angle. There was a protest in front of, I was about to call it Rich Stadium. Oh dear Lord.
I keep calling it that.
Yeah, in front of New Era Field. And these people with like their American flag and stuff, and they're like, we're protesting what we feel is a disrespect of the national anthem. And then but this is like they fronted the story with this is like, oh man, this is like, how dare they do this? And in the end, the people that are waving the flag said they have a right to their freedom of speech and protesting, just as we have a right to protest here.
Very true.
And I'm like, why don't you start the story with that? Like, hey, look at these people. They're protesting the national anthem protest because they know, just as these people have a right to protest, like, we don't agree with your protest, so we're going to protest your protest, but we still acknowledge the fact that you're allowed to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
We need James Cameron to make a new national anthem.
Why? For 40 years?
No. You see, the only version of the national anthem that should be played, in my opinion, is Jimi Hendrix's version that he did at Woodstock.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
In my opinion, best version of the national anthem ever.
Do you realize, though, like, on a side note, as a musical person,
Yeah.
we have, like, the worst national anthem.
What?
Okay,
When played
okay.
on guitar, it's
Okay,
amazing.
Yes, but try singing our national anthem has so many octave jumps in it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why it's so hard to sing, and
that's
they get
it, and it's so hard to sing. Like, you picture any other anthem, the whole point of the anthem is supposed to be easy enough to sing.
yeah. Or
A big orchestral bit that, like...
an example would be La Marseillaise in France. You know, we have
It is. I mean,
that.
easy to sing. Oh, Canada is easy to sing.
Oh,
and they're still arguing over whether it should be All Thy Sons or All of Us.
All thy sons come out.
As daughters!
J.J. Abrams needs to make a new national
J.J. Abrams, it's just a
I
cloud.
referenced it wrong.
It's just a cloud of smoke. Why is the phone just sitting there?
I don't know why. By the way, you can call into the studio. Nico will not tell you the number, but you can call.
Oh,
Is
it's
it on our website or no?
716-286-7315.
Yep.
Niagara 124. Who could possibly ask for more?
Niagara
What is happening?
124.
We sing about wombats and nuclear war.
Hey!
Wow.
Hey!
All right.
Shh.
You're on the air with Niagara 124.
Hi, I'm just calling because you told me to. I don't really have anything to add.
Really, Zach? I know it's you. I recognize your voice. No, bye. I'm hanging up.
All right.
That was Zach, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so in case you don't know, Zach and Ron are in the other room just like torturing us, and I don't know why they don't just come in here and be on our show. We got a camera, so you could be on a. We could just turn this into an episode of Adventure Squad.
How about we talk about stuff now that isn't...
Okay, so what else happened in the news today?
Today?
Or this week?
This week.
There's no
this
news.
month, this
This
year.
week.
no, there is
what
no,
else?
no one watches the news.
What
I don't,
I
watch,
do?
I don't watch the news. I get all my news from
I
Reddit.
still. Oh, I got it. Did you hear about who got in trouble for private jet plane flights?
Oh, that guy.
That rich
guy?
guy,
Oh,
Steve
man.
Mnuchin, I think.
How dare that guy? How dare that guy? Oh,
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Zach and Ron.
There are way too many
Wave
people
to
in
the
here.
camera. These two gentlemen will be, I guess,
Man.
joining us.
Yes, just get as close to Bobby as possible.
Get as
Someone
close to
started a
Bobby's
fire
mic.
in here, we'd all be dead.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Just to let you know, I'm not sure our carrying capacity in this room.
We once put a band of 26 in
There's
here.
3, 4.
They
possibly
once for a
5
photo
chairs in
shoved
here.
the entirety of Newsga in here.
Well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I count as 2 people because I'm fat. So 6
Oh my
people in
gosh.
total right now.
Brilliant. Brilliant. This is the type of classy and
This is the type
upscale,
of
high caliber entertainment.
we have here in Niagara 124.
What is happening?
Oh god, James has come
is
back
going
and
on?
possessed Nico.
And now, here's the weather.
And now,
is
sunrise
What is
over
this
Moscow.
show? What are we
And
talking
now,
about? I'm so
Here's
confused.
the weather. It is currently
It's raining.
55 and raining. Later, it will be 61 and not as rainy. Saturday, a high of 61 and a low of 45. Sunday, a high of 66 and a low of 46. Monday, who cares? Why are you still letting me do this? I don't even exist anymore. I left to become an Anglican priest. Goodbye.
Has anybody heard from him?
Ron, have you heard from James recently?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, he might have
What is
actually.
he? What is he?
Died
doing?
from the stab wounds?
No, I think he's become the Atman is no different than the Brahman, man.
Oh man.
I don't.
Did you ever study world religions?
No.
Oh, so you don't even know what that's from.
No, what's that from?
The Atman is no different from the Brahman.
Oh, wait, what?
Me too.
I don't get it.
Me too.
He's probably actually like running an Anglican church right now. Can you imagine James giving a sermon in a church?
You didn't even know who James was.
I listened to audio recordings, and Nico told me about it.
Yeah, he listened to the recordings. We found the one when he said we should carpet bomb Syria.
I didn't say carpet bomb. I meant. Oh.
So I'm just give this to Joe so he can understand Atman and
You
Brahman.
guys should call James.
How
Are you
about,
gonna call
how about
him?
let's not.
Can you not do it on the air?
Call James. I don't want to call James.
Less the doom of us all. If anyone else wants to come into the studio, it's not hot enough in here. They turned off air conditioning, ladies and gentlemen.
All right,
It's
here we
boiling.
go. I got it.
Okay, it's about Hinduism. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Elon Musk wants to build a rocket that will get you anywhere on Earth in an hour.
I want that.
My microphone's
NASA
dead.
wanted to do that.
Nico, my microphone's dead.
What do you want me? What you want me to Lazarus it for you?
Talking to your mic again.
Check.
I can-
Check. Can you hear me?
I can
It's
hear.
staticking, but you gotta. I'll turn it off for a second. Smack it aggressively. Okay, now stop
Why is everybody
smacking
hitting
it,
each other?
please.
Stop touching me, please.
Try now.
Okay.
Wiggle the mic.
I am
Wiggling the oh,
It's the
dumb connection.
It's the cord. You struck a chord now, didn't you?
Okay.
All right,
Right.
Zach,
What is
Ron, you
happening
guys
to the
want
next-
to bring up any topics or
What is-
whatever?
I was gonna talk about the fact that back in the '90s, NASA wanted to create a high-speed jet that could get you like anywhere within an hour.
Well, Elon Musk is gonna do it.
well,
Because NASA's been
doesn't.
gutted.
It can't work. Here's why it can't work, because there's regulations over supersonic flight over mainland in Europe and the United States. Therefore, you'd have to fly subsonic when you're over land, otherwise the sonic boom, which could destroy like vehicles and stuff. And there's a lot of rules. It's the reason the Concorde was taken out of commission.
No, listen, it's gonna happen. Okay.
Well,
And if anyone's gonna build it, it's Niagara Falls. We built the first supersonic
Oh yeah, we
plane.
built a big waterfall.
We built the first supersonic plane. We're building this one.
isn't this area trying to get like the Amazon HQ put here, or like an Amazon?
I like Buffalo's
Oh
like.
man, drone delivery. Let's go.
I like how Buffalo's looking like, hey, I know you're asking for like 2 trillion people in your area, but hey, we have Buffalo. And then Niagara County's like, we have large amounts of land that we'll just give to you for free. And I'm like, Niagara County is the best.
We give away free land to Amazon as they take over the world.
Hey, guess what we're
Listen,
getting? Guess what we're getting?
Capitalism at its finest.
Guess what? So that water park deal, I don't know if you heard of my long rants about the Niagara Falls water park thing.
I think I remember you walked me by it.
Okay, so DiCenzo. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back all the way back
Here
to
we go. Here's your
2014
20
with
minutes of Niagara
Wonder Falls. So Wonder Falls was this wonderful design of we were going to put a giant water park and a 20-story hotel and some obnoxious thing run by the state. Uniland Development's working on it. Like, hey, we need to build this really elaborate water park, and nothing happened. And so now here we are in 2017, and the owner of the Sheraton, formerly the Hilton, is like, hey, I want to put in a giant water park that sounds exactly like what Wonder Falls wanted, but it's not, guys. It's not. It's different. And he's like, but I want the state to give me some money because the state never gave me anything. The state's like, well, we gave your casino money when we built it in the 70s. And we're like, he didn't own it in the 70s. So, he was like, he wanted some tax break. You know, he wanted some kickback for it because obviously that's what everyone wants.
Of course.
Everywhere. You know, you're not going to do it unless you get money.
Gotta love them kickbacks.
But the state was like, no, you're interfering with Wonder Falls. This is our project. And then Uniland comes out and says, well, it's going to take a significant amount of time. We're creating a high-end European adult-style water park, and there's no one
What?
and there's no one
How?
willing to invest in Niagara Falls at the period. So
Bye,
we can
guys.
prove to them that it's worth something. And then in this like retribution against the state, Niagara County just gave DiCenzo all the tax breaks for his water park to build it, and he's like, just build it. And he's like, it'll be done by 2019. And we're like,
2019.
Wait, what does a European-style water
Is it-
park entail?
they're actually going to build a miniature Niagara Falls out of stone inside of the
Is
glass
it
building.
indoor?
Yes, it's all
Cool.
indoor.
Is there like a bathhouse where like there's
The whole thing's
saunas
a
and hot
bathhouse.
tubs?
The whole thing's a bathhouse.
Yeah,
Have
the
you been to
entire
Splash
thing-
Lagoon?
there's
It's
gonna be
super hot in
bars.
there.
There's going to be like bars and all sorts of things.
Will we get those leaves that you hit your back to exfoliate it with?
Well, you get those little long pipes that you blast water out of people with. Like,
We'll probably get those into DiCenzo's.
Probably.
It's going to have 11 slides.
Will there be a sauna?
11.
It's an indoor water park with
11
11
slides.
slides.
Will there be a sauna?
Why would...
the whole thing's a sauna. It's super hot. It's super hot in indoor water
It
parks.
really is.
It really
They're
is.
basically greenhouses.
Basically.
I was reading about the Winter Garden, and back when the Winter Garden existed, on a hot summer day, the top of the Winter Garden would reach 115 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh Lord, Lord.
And then during the winter, it would cost them like so much money to keep it heated that they're just like, oh, let's just tear it down. That, and it's in the middle of a street, you know.
Oh Lord.
Brilliant.
Oh man.
What other things happened? I'm trying to think.
Things
Nothing
don't
has
happen.
happened. Things
Oh, there was that healthcare bill.
You
Yeah,
mean
who
the
cares
one?
about that?
That probably is going to get knocked down.
You mean
Oh,
in
yeah.
his infinite brilliance, Donald Trump's strategy is just to have people do the opposite of what he's saying, therefore creating the deal?
Basically.
Because you notice, like, he's like, we should do this, and then he cuts a deal with, like, like, we need to get rid of all the Dreamers, cuts a deal with
you
Schumer
see
to
that,
make it codified into law. We need to get rid of healthcare. Make sure that the healthcare bill dies every single time.
In my opinion, it seems to me that Donald Trump is able to negotiate with like people like Schumer a lot more easily. He used to be a Democrat, but also I think it's because he's like a New Yorker and he can relate to Schumer.
I think it's also the fact that when he's, like, one-on-one with the person, he's really good, but when he has to be in public in front of people, he,
his brain goes for a few drinks.
Did you see that his economic advisor said that he can't guarantee that the middle class taxes won't go up?
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you
like,
doing?
that's the entire point of the bill was to keep
why.
the taxes low.
That's partially why you got elected.
Yeah. Wow. He's gonna lower our middle class taxes.
I-
Meanwhile, he's cutting the estates tax and bringing everything back to the rich.
I live in New York State, so, you know, I mean, we're already taxed, so...
I think, are we worse than California in taxes? I think we are.
I don't know, but either way, like, there's an important thing to note there. People will leave New York State and they'll be like, what do you mean I gotta pay, like, thousands of dollars more for this insurance? Or $1,000 this, or there's not this level of welfare and safety nets and all these things that are in New York State. I mean, the taxes do go towards things. They don't go towards visible things, things we like, but they go towards things. You can't blame New
So in
York
all
for-
honesty, there is some benefit to having taxes like that.
Yes, there's just not benefit to being out of control with the government.
Yep.
If any side gets too big, you smack it with a hammer. Your private industry and you turn it into too big, you hit it with a hammer.
You're-
Your government and you turn it into too big, you hit it with a hammer.
You're very-
Not a Soviet hammer, because that's evil. Russians bad. But you like a whack-a-mole hammer. America, fun time. Woo, yeah, Coney Island. Woo.
You use great hammer to make sure that government and private business.
Alright,
There
what's
is
happening?
no
Under
issue
control.
with the government.
No issue.
We have no problem. There is nothing. We are totally not being hacked by Russians, I swear.
What?
Alright.
Oh no! No, they're taking me to the gulag! No!
Alright.
We're on camera.
Oh.
That doesn't work anymore.
Aww.
So now, after we've got all that out of the way, that's all out of our systems.
Well, there might be some more left, Bobby.
It never goes. You could check out any time you like, but you can never,
Never leave. If I had my guitar.
Welcome to the
Hotel California. Bam, 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 bam,
Okay,
bam.
what's
Such a
happening now?
lovely place.
Such a lovely place.
Such a lovely place.
Living it up at the Hotel California. Bam.
Or in this case, New York.
What a nice surprise.
For your
Alibis. Yeah, Nico, that's like, we like that song.
I'm sorry, but we haven't served that spirit here since 1969.
You thought, what did you think they said instead?
No, I thought. Okay, so when I heard the song, I forgot that it was written in, like, what, 70s?
1976.
Like, that's a reasonable amount of time. Like, okay, I get it. Like, you know, we haven't had that spirit here since 69. I'm like, but if you were asking for a drink in, like, 2012
back
or something, like,
again.
now it's 2017, you hear that? Like, how drunk are you that you're asking for something that this place hasn't even existed since the 60s?
Yeah, it's pretty
Since
crazy.
the Nixon administration.
Good lord. Oh, and by the way, I just figured out something else that happened this week.
Nothing. Nixon.
So Hugh Hefner passed away.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about
Oh,
that.
did you hear about the argument about that? So
About
he
what?
spent like $92 million to get the burial plot next to Marilyn Monroe,
Because of course he did.
which is a lot of people are like, oh man, yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
And like because he said like it was his first cover girl was Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't. He had spent money to buy her nude photos and then put them in the first issue of Playboy without her consent.
Oh man, he's
So
the man.
big-
He's the
like-
man that doesn't get consent before he does things to people.
So basically, yeah, the
What an idol!
the feminists are mad.
Well, here's the thing.
He created the sexual revolution in the 60s.
He did, and that's something that I think you should really give Playboy a lot of credit for. It really was like the spearhead for starting the sexual revolution, starting breaking down barriers for the taboo of sex and sexuality.
That is
so I
good,
really
yeah.
think we should give Playboy a lot more credit than it, normally gets. It really did start all.
Remember,
Well, he
when,
wouldn't give
remember
Playboy
when
credit
Playboy
without-
was like, we're not going to have nudie pics in Playboy anymore? And then, like, 2 months later, they're like, oh, that was a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
That was a
We
terrible idea.
Literally, come on, microphone.
Do people still pay for Playboy?
Not anymore. Just come on, jiggle the wire. No, just
Jiggle the wire.
whack it.
Jiggle the wire.
Whack the microphone.
Oh, it's dead. It's officially dead.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Can I take yours?
Time of
Share
death.
with Nico.
No,
Apologies.
Use this one. Use this one, Joe.
Wait, does that one work?
Yeah, this one always works. This is the best mic ever.
Okay, hold on a second.
Give me my mic back. It's mine.
Migrating over. Hold on, Bobby. Move your chair. And
Oh yeah.
we gotta play the Boston Sax music.
What?
You know that Benny Hill music.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Can you
check
please,
is my mic.
On! Stop screaming!
Oh, okay. The mic's working. But yeah, I think Playboy really was, and it wasn't just for the sexual revolution. They also gave a lot of important interviews, like they interviewed Castro,
Man, all
the
those articles.
Sandinistas. They actually were actually.
Yeah,
very important.
I read it for the article.
Yeah, I know most people didn't, but the articles were very interesting. He interviewed John Lennon. I mean, all sorts of different people. It was really interesting.
Let's bring up that debate again. Who's the best Beatle?
Okay, in my opinion, I rank it like this.
Best Beatle, period.
Okay, best
I
Beatle.
don't have.
It's a tie because I like both Lennon and George Harrison.
It's George Harrison.
Well, Harrison.
No, it's
No.
just for George Harrison.
But Harrison was the best musician of the group. He was a phenomenal guitarist. Don't get me wrong.
He didn't beat his wife, so that's a bonus.
Well, he
Ooh.
also didn't delve into sort of socio-political issues like Lennon did.
Okay, who's worse? Wife beating communist or really dorky nerd who can't make music? Paul McCartney.
Okay, I actually think. Look, I like McCartney. He wrote a lot of good songs for the Beatles.
How about
but
Paul McCartney before he was replaced?
Before he died
the
in
one when-
66?
The one when he wasn't dead.
Oh, God.
What about the I think it was the drummer before Ringo.
Oh, that, whatever his name was.
Yeah, the guy that was just on their first tracks in England.
That dude.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I really do think Lennon is...
I think the best Beatle is the Volkswagen Beetle.
Me too.
I think Lennon was the best songwriter out of the group, but as far as best musician, I'd give it to Harrison. Because Harrison was a good guitarist, a phenomenal guitarist.
Okay, who's the best band of all time? Who's
Okay.
the best musician or band of all time?
Best
Mike is
musician
moving
of
by
all
itself.
time. I will say this till the day I die: the best musician, specifically best guitarist of all time,
Oh, don't say Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Don't say Jimi Hendrix.
Because it is
Jimi
Jimi
that
Hendrix.
is such a cop out. That is such a cop out.
Because it's true.
that is so the like I smoked a joint once cop out answer.
Have you ever actually
Jimi Hendrix
heard?
confirmed best guitarist.
Have you ever actually heard like something like
He's the
"Axis
best-
Bold as Love"
Okay,
or
he's the best
"Electric
guitarist,
Ladyland"?
but is he the best musician?
One of the best ever, I'd say.
Bobby, who's the best musician?
I don't know.
I mean, this is completely objective answer. You know,
It's
or
completely objective.
subjective. This completely my apology. This is a completely subjective thing from person to person.
Completely
The only
objective.
person who's absolutely wrong is Joe.
Hey!
Like, Joe is always wrong.
I am not.
You are so wrong.
No. I'm very right.
I mean,
Okay, who do you think's the best musician of all time?
I'm gonna Google best musician of all time. See what the top one is.
What's your opinion,
let's
Nico?
ask Siri.
No,
I would.
Don't ask Siri, I'm gonna Google
We're
it.
asking the iPhone?
Yeah, because it can tell you the best.
Who's the
album
best
of all
musician of all time? Steve Jobs.
time.
Hare Hare Steve Jobs.
Who's the best musician of all time?
Sorry, I can't search what something is about.
Ha!
I can search by type.
Yeah, whatever.
I can get
Thanks,
best
Siri.
selling.
Hold on, let me get this.
Is
Well,
best
it's
selling
Michael.
the same as
Is it
best?
Michael Jackson?
Probably Michael Jackson. But I wouldn't say, as far as musician goes, I would argue either Hendrix, Eric Clapton, Jaco Pastorius for bass.
Jaco Pastorius. What is with you?
Have you ever heard the man's
What is
music?
with you? And next you're gonna say Django Reinhardt.
He was a phenomenal guitarist.
Here we go. I got a
Reinhardt-
completely objective LA Weekly list. top
Reinhardt-
20.
According to Wikipedia, it's the Beatles, followed by Elvis, followed by Michael Jackson, followed by Madonna.
Really? I mean,
Let's
if you-
ask Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone is the 100 greatest artists.
well, me and Rolling Stone don't really get along.
my mom said it's Schroeder. It's Schroeder.
What?
Who?
It's Schroeder.
Who's Schroeder?
You know, the pianist in
Oh.
in Peanuts.
That guy?
It's Schroeder. It's Schroeder. He's the best musician of all time.
No, better than Hendrix?
Have you seen him play that piano?
Have you seen Hendrix play
Have
the
you
guitar?
seen him deal with Lucy Van Pelt? Like,
Have you seen Hendrix rip like at the Fillmore East? He did like a 15-minute version of Stone Free, which was phenomenal.
okay, I'm gonna check Rolling Stone, and Rolling Stone can tell us because
Rolling Stone will probably say Hendrix. Because Rolling Stone, I have a love-hate relationship with Rolling Stone.
It doesn't exist. There is no best musician.
Very much
it only goes up to 21 for some reason. So I have to.
very much a love-hate relationship. But I would argue, as far as greatest rock guitarist, I'd say Hendrix, and arguably one of the greatest artists of all time. But also, I'd say Jaco because he's the Jimi Hendrix of bass. For drums, I'd say John Bonham or Keith Moon. And yeah, those guys I would pick for the best in their fields. Or like if you want to get really obscure, I'd say stuff like for trumpet player, I'd say Miles Davis. For saxophonist, I'd say John Coltrane. Or, you know, I could give you a lot of different answers for different instruments.
Okay, well we're gonna ask Rolling Stone. Number
Ask
3
Rolling
is
Stone.
Elvis.
Of course.
Number 2 is Bob Dylan.
Yay! One of the best songwriters ever.
And number 1 is the Beatles.
Yay!
Which is lies. They are not.
Confirmed.
They are!
They are not.
They are.
They are not.
They are.
They were not the best.
Beatles.
They are.
They were not.
Yes, they were. Bobby, what's your opinion on this?
I don't listen to the Beatles.
Same. I mean, their stuff. No, let's go with the Beatles.
What?
They're good, but they're not like great. Like, there's no like, hey, like you could. There's always like, what's your favorite Beatles song, and someone can name their favorite Beatles song. But if someone says name your favorite song, it's never a Beatles song. Is it ever? Like, is anyone like, yeah, my favorite song is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Well, for me, one of my favorites is My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Is it your absolute favorite?
Is it your absolute favorite?
No, not my absolute.
What's your favorite?
Absolute favorite song of all time. That's a difficult one because I have so many. But as far
Was it your absolute favorite?
okay, the one that is in the one that appealed to me personally the most.
Yes.
It's Vienna by Billy Joel.
Ooh.
Dear Lord.
It's
Everyone knows the best. Okay, my favorite song is not the best song of all time, so that's.
yeah.
Well, now
Okay, what's the best song of all time, and what's your favorite song?
Completely
Okay,
objective. Best
okay,
song
here,
of all time.
Here it is. Personally, my favorite song of all time, Vienna from Billy Joel, but for best song of all time, for all time, I'd say Like a Rolling Stone, Bob Dylan.
Bobby,
Oh, I don't know.
you got to pick.
No, I don't know.
You have to.
Best
Best song of all time and your favorite song.
I can't that easily.
You have to.
I can't. That
No one
easily.
can. You just gotta pick.
can't.
You can name
That
it.
Then
easily.
pick a span.
Well, what?
Pick a range. Pick a couple.
I can't just pick songs off like this. Like, I only listen to, like, 5 bands.
Come on, man, you gotta work with us.
Okay, the best song of all time
Yeah?
is probably. No, that's a cop out.
I'm gonna Google best song of all time. Let's go. Siri, what's the best
Somebody
song of
hand
all
me
time?
I mean, technically, For Elise is the best song of all time because it is one of the most recognizable songs. Period.
Really?
Like Beethoven wins.
Well,
Schroeder
that's
is the greatest
non-
musician of all time because of Beethoven.
best
Okay, hold
non-classical
on.
song of all time.
But my favorite song is probably Blue Dabba Dee by Eiffel 65. And that is only because of nostalgia, not because it's a good
500
song.
greatest songs
and
of all
you
time.
say I'm scum.
It's a terrible song, and I know it's a terrible song. I
man.
like it. Now, if there was like... This was one of them. You're stuck on an island and you have to listen to one song for the rest of your life. What will it be?
Yeah, I'm getting number 1 off the 500 greatest songs of all time list. So
Was that the Rolling Stones one? Rolling Stone one?
yeah.
Yeah, number 1 is Like a Rolling Stone.
Or,
Is it?
oh, no way. The one... huh?
But it is a phenomenal song, and Dylan, I would argue, is one of
Okay,
the greatest
but
songwriters
you're stuck
of all
on an
time.
island, and this is very distinct. My mother and I were having this discussion today because today's show mentioned it. If you're stuck on an island, you have to listen to the same song on repeat till the end of time.
Oh, I could just go find like my most played on. Well, I can't on Spotify.
But here's the issue. Any song, if you listen to it long enough, is going to get annoying.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
Like, so you'd probably, like my mom said, pick something classical that's very long.
Oh.
Like one of those 70 cajillion part.
So like something like John Coltrane's 20-minute version of My Favorite Things.
Is that instrumental?
Yes, all instrumental on the clarinet.
Okay, that's a bit annoying. I would pick something with strings that is soothing.
Not like a brass instrument or like a wind instrument?
No, because that's noticeable. It needs to be background noise. If it's on 24/7 for the rest of your life while you're trying to sleep, it needs to be something that you can sleep through.
Well, just like non-vocal electronic music.
Like ambient, like really bad.
Really
Spotify
bad.
brain food playlist.
Oh, God.
Like it's got to be one song though, so it's gonna be like one long. And I don't know what classical song would be. I always said if it had to be like a song that had to have words and needed to play, it'd probably be West End Girls by Pet Shop Boys. Because that is like the most... Either that or The Flood by Katie Malua. Because that's a really good song.
It's a very interesting, but this is all subjective, so...
Completely objective.
Subjective. Is subjective or objective?
Subjective.
Completely objective.
Objective means... we have no, like...
This is the information here.
This is like objective is like this is it. This is your grade. It's not because I hate your guts. This is like your actual grade mathematically. Subjective is like, hey, even though you got 100, you didn't show up to class and you're a major jerk, so I'm failing you. Subjectively, because I decided I don't like your face.
But yeah, this is all subjective, folks.
What's your favorite song?
Yeah,
World?
what's your favorite song?
What's your favorite
Tell
song,
us
World?
at, what was our Facebook page
Tweet
again?
us, call us
Tweet
all at
us,
the same time.
call
All
us.
of everybody listening.
It's all of our phones
Call us.
explode.
All of our phones just get
Um,
overloaded.
Call us, tweet us, message us on Facebook.
Put a comment in
individually.
the YouTube video.
Yeah, the YouTube video is going to take...
Comment in the YouTube
I can't
video.
keep uploading this YouTube video like the day of because it takes... Okay, so last week I put it on overnight.
Let me
I
check-
set it at 10:30 It's 7:30 in the morning and was still uploading the video.
Hold on, I'm checking the
So that's
speed here.
We're okay to
on this
take time
Wi-Fi.
for it to upload.
Yeah, I'll probably do it on Monday here
Wait,
in the school
wait,
when
wait.
it's quicker.
Here we go. Get in the Wi-Fi speed. Wi-Fi speed. Let's go.
Oh, well, I was using the Wi-Fi speed at my house.
I'm
The
checking
Wi-Fi
it.
here is non-existent.
Well,
man.
the upload speed's pretty good.
Well,
Download speed is pathetic.
yeah, kind of is.
At least the upload speed was pretty good. Yeah, download
Yeah, it's
5 megabits per second,
Best you can get.
which is like half a megabyte per second.
what did you?
Upload.
I didn't do anything.
The
you
upload
broke the
the upload
fan.
I didn't
speed.
do anything to break the fan.
The upload speed's twice as fast as the download speed here. So actually, it's like
dang.
3 times as fast. So
Dang.
Dang. Man.
That's some dank memeage right there.
see, you'd be better off uploading the videos here.
That's what I'm gonna do
Indeed.
now. I'm gonna upload them here.
Yep. Totally
So
gonna upload
expect to
them.
see them sometime, like maybe a Monday or a Tuesday next week.
Exactly.
It'll be up on our YouTube page. So just
I don't know
go
what's
to
happening
the
anymore.
Niagara 120. Just type in Niagara 124 YouTube on the interwebs and go to our page.
Man, other stuff. 8 minutes.
So, what
Video
other
games.
things? Oh,
We
tried.
made it through that much of the show just
Yeah,
by
just by
rambling.
rambling
Wow.
about
just by
stupid
rambling.
stuff.
We
Wow.
are impressive.
So, what other things
Absolutely
are going
nothing
on?
is happening.
Nico
So
has
I don't know
become a
what's
blue
happening.
demon. Blue blob thing.
Blue demon.
Blue Demon, don't. We're not mentioning that, but I'm just gonna say sprinkles.
Oh no.
We're not allowed to talk about that,
Oh.
but I'm gonna mention sprinkles.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
Oh man.
That is an in-joke none of you will ever get.
Never.
Never.
Ever. Well, they will if they see Adventure Squad.
Adventure Squad, the psychotic ramblings of two people clearly slowly
man.
losing their minds.
These-
Adventure Squad is the best. What are you talking
The
about?
Adventure Squad.
That's what I'm
not
giving- I'm
copying
giving it
any name of
compliments.
Anything else in the universe? The
And
Adventure
remember
Squad.
that you can reach Adventure Squad on Facebook. It's facebook.com/xdxdrawr, RAWR. So just imagine it's 2007. You're really emo like Bobby. You listen to Panic at the Disco and My Chemical Romance like Bobby, and you need to make a Facebook page. There you go.
What?
Yep.
And all the videos are edited in Windows Movie Maker with all the filters.
Oh,
Yeah.
Windows Movie Maker.
Bobby, I gotta show you the video. You're gonna like cry when you see it.
Also, do you like Japanese funk? Well, Nico does, and he proceeds to play the same album over and over
I do
again.
not. I know. I've expanded.
Into other Japanese funk
Editing
music.
videos
Come
with
on,
Windows
the
Movie
10-minute version of After 5 Crash by Toshiki Kadumatsu.
For those of you
at
who-
the 20th anniversary one is good.
He's doing good guitar work. Don't get me wrong, he's doing good guitar work, and that bass work is solid. And what is this guy? Basically the Stevie Wonder of Japan?
No, he made music for rich Japanese people who wanted to listen to something called city pop. Back
Why-
in the 80s, rich Japanese people would listen to music that was kind of funky, kind of urban, and reminded them of the expensive city life.
Why that? Okay, so what did average working class Japanese listen to?
I don't know because I don't study Japan.
I don't either, but apparently they were listening to hard rock bands like Cheap Trick and Deep Purple because those guys were huge in Japan.
Everything's huge in Japan.
Well, you big in Japan.
Editing videos with Windows Movie Maker.
Like a certain band called Spinal Tap as well. You've seen that movie, right?
No, but I know the reference.
You need to see that movie. It's phenomenal.
You haven't seen Titanic, so don't talk to me about not seeing movies.
Because it's Titanic.
Wait, Bobby, have you seen Titanic yet?
Yeah, I have.
Okay,
yeah.
even Bobby.
What do you
Bobby
mean yet?
doesn't see movies.
What do you mean yet?
Have you
I saw Titanic like a long time ago.
Okay, good. He's never seen Titanic, Bobby.
I've never been really inclined to watch Titanic because it doesn't look like my movie.
It's absolutely your movie, Joe.
How?
Because there's
It's absolutely not.
no, there's like because there's a lot of in jokes in Titanic
Of course there is.
and references to Sigmund Freud.
Oh, because of course there is.
Because James Cameron is so subtle with his feminist icons.
Avatar.
James
Titanic.
Cameron, explorer of the deep. He's also kind of a jerk.
Oh, I like Wonder Woman is not a feminist icon. Sarah Connor was so much more feminist, and then
the woman who was
Linda
married
Hamilton comes out and is like, yeah, says the guy that I was married to that was a living hell.
Yeah.
Like when Sarah Connor comes out and says, James, shut up.
Kind of just goes to show James Cameron's a terrible person.
Oh, they're rebooting Terminator again in 2019.
Wow.
Because that
rebooting
didn't-
movies.
Because that worked.
That worked last time.
Well, like, did you see, like, the new movie Flatliners is coming out? That movie came out in the 90s, and they're just rebooting it. Like, why?
Because
basic-
why make new movies? We can just reboot the old movies, and then people will give us money.
It's basically Final Destination, by the way. So watch Final Destination if you want that movie.
But Flatliners predates Final Destination.
It's still Final Destination.
Final Destination's mediocre at best.
It is.
All movies are bad.
No.
Every movie is bad.
Not, what I'm angry about is them feeling the need to make a sequel to Blade Runner.
Hey, that comes out next week.
The original Blade Runner is terrible.
What? It's great!
It's a horrible movie.
It's a good movie!
I made it about halfway through before I was like, I can't do this anymore.
It is
I gotta
phenomenal
watch
movie.
it still, because I want to go see the new ones. So.
Watch Blade Runner, Bobby. It's
Wait,
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there are so many different
I have
director's
the
cuts.
director's cut. Yeah, I have the director's cut.
Well, isn't it like don't people say to watch, like, which one's better, the director's cut or the original?
Director's
Director's
They
cut?
say the director's cut's better, but it depends upon what nerd you are.
Director's cut. I recommend director's cut. Because that's what they have on
Bobby,
Netflix.
do you like deep movies that like explain what it is to be human and the intricacies of society?
Is that not what this movie is?
That is exactly what this
Oh,
movie
I'll
is.
watch it then, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
watch,
See,
I
Bobby
watch
is
a
with
movie
me.
to watch big ship go boom in water. You know,
You're a Michael Bay person, then.
I don't.
Ha!
Oh, Transformers
bad.
6.
Oh, God.
My favorite movie of all
I
time.
still haven't seen the Transformers.
How many Transformers movies are there now?
102.
Make it stop. Please make it stop. Oh.
We're still waiting for Avatar 2.
Oh,
3
my
and 4 at the same
Oh
time.
man, Frozen 2's coming out.
Oh, at some point, I guess. I don't know why.
Can we talk about the fact that Disney's like really excited? Like, yeah, we made Coco. It's about like Day of the Dead. We're like, oh man, that's never been done before, except when it was done 2 years ago in the Book of Life, exactly the same way.
Yeah, basically.
What, Disney ripping off someone? Never.
What? Kimbo the White Lion? Who's that?
No.
Disney owns everything. They can do whatever they want.
Speaking of lions, when are they dropping that live version of The Lion King?
Oh,
No one-
When are they dropping a live version of all the movies they're making?
Well, they're making a live version of The Lion King with CGI lions.
doing
You know
like-
what the best movie is though? Like, the new Power Rangers.
I haven't.
It's actually really good.
Really?
But there is so much product placement for Krispy Kreme in this movie. The entire movie revolves around Krispy Kreme. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to say the entire movie revolves around
Man,
Krispy Kreme.
Power Rangers spoilers. They group up and defeat the bad guy.
And the bad guy's a giant donut.
No, it's not, but Krispy Kreme plays a crucial role in the movie.
Guys, there's only one way we can defeat this ultimate evil.
There is so
You're
much
right.
there is so much character development. Like if
We
you
got
would've
all
spent
combined
time-
into one giant
if
robot
you would've
and
spent
fight
time on
it
the
With a
characters-
donut.
with a
Power Rangers with the characters in Power Rangers though, like, I mean,
man.
she's at least one of the characters is at least bisexual.
Nico,
at least,
Yeah.
if not, like,
Nico
straight
confirmed
up.
to like the Power Rangers character development better than Blade Runner character development.
No,
Hey.
and then, like,
Yeah.
one of the main characters has high functioning autism. I think, or it might have been Asperger's.
Yeah, but-
I can't remember.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
But Blade Runner asks, when does a replicant that acts like a human and thinks like a human can think about the complexities of life? Is it human or is
do
it not
androids
human?
dream of electric sheep?
I ask you,
That's
do
like-
they, Philip
That's
K.
kinda
Dick?
that's
The
kinda
only
like,
good Philip K. Dick thing is Man in the High Castle.
That's kind of
Literally.
like Nier Automata then, because Nier Automata deals with like robots and.
See, you
stuff
would like
that.
Blade Runner.
Yeah,
Japan.
Nier Automata is super cool.
Yeah. Go watch Blade Runner, people who haven't watched it and are listening to this show or watching it on YouTube. Do it. Nico's, for those of you listening, he is dressed in a blue thing.
It's called a hoodie.
It's a
He
hoodie.
looked at me,
I've
he's
never
like,
seen
I
you wear a
walked in,
hoodie.
And he's like, and who are you? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he turned, he's like, oh, it's you? He's like, I've never seen you wear a hoodie before.
Well, you're usually dressed in like either
Right.
paramilitary outfits or
we're-
a suit.
We're 1 minute
Always.
over now. So
Oh,
we want to
we're
keep going.
over.
Wait,
No.
how long can we
Pay
keep
time.
going?
Isn't
You want to
pay?
keep going? I gotta go
Well-
to class eventually.
Oh, well,
Isn't
go to class.
well?
then.
Isn't Patriot Hour supposed to go?
I thought
I
you
don't
didn't
see
have
them.
class
yeah,
today.
they never show up.
I thought
They
you didn't
never
have class
show
on
up.
No,
Friday.
I do.
Oh.
So,
No.
continuing this ramble, Buck, how many hands up?
What?
That's a reference to a podcast I listen to.
Well,
Is it
that's
the Adventure Zone?
No, it's,
the Adventure Squad is completely not helping.
No,
Adventure
things?
Squad.
you ever listen to it's this podcast called Last Podcast on the Left, and they talk about cults and serial killers and true crime, and they're
Oh
really
man,
funny.
serial killers.
They're funny. They're
Serial
funny. They're
killer
really
fandom.
funny. It's via them that I learned about Norwegian black metal.
Oh no, that's on Adventure Squad
Too.
Facebook /XDXD rare.
You want to hear me talk about these crazy Norwegians living in the woods and killing each other?
Although if you type in Adventure Squad, you can't find it. You can find the YouTube page if you type in Spectrus things.
I'm gonna Google Adventure Squad and see if it brings up Adventure Zone.
It probably does.
Oy, oy, oy,
Okay,
oy.
that's it for this week.
Wait, we're ending it?
Yep,
play the Sublime.
I am. Tune in next week when
We find another thing to talk about.
when all suffering happens for Niagara 124. I'm Nico.
I'm Joe.
You guys copied the name of another show. It's called Adventure Squad, and it's like puppies.
Shush! Just say your name so we can not
We
get
are called
sued.
Adventure Squad XDXD RAR, not just Adventure Squad.
Registered trademark.
Ooh, the Adventure Squad 2017 movie. Ooh.
Registered trademark.
All right, I'm Bobby. Bye.